Good morning, Blocksters. It is October the 17th. Excuse my throat. It's been a little froggy. It's that time of year. Sinuses start to irritate and all that. Anyhow, before I really get into this video, I have to forewarn you. It might be a bumpy ride. I have 3 different areas that I want to talk about today, and I'm going to leave the important one towards the end because not everybody wants to hear Bible verses. But it's already starting into a bumpy ride because of, well, let's just put it this way. Jerry's starting to feel the effects of the chemo treatment. She gets tired easily. That and a factor because she's not on the St. Johns Wort, her emotions kind of come and go. Well, this morning it affected me because she had plans for my birthday month, for the month of October. She wanted to get me every day of October up till my birthday a little gift of one form or another until my birthday, when she's talking about either because of her conditions, it's going to be like order out. What do I want to order out? What do I want for my birthday dinner? And she told me give it a couple days. I have a couple days to make my decision, and I'm torn between Little Dragon, which is our Chinese restaurant, or we have a pinto box restaurant where you can order from them and they bring it to you in a pinto box where everything's separated in its different compartments. Or Colton's. I really don't want Denny's because to me, it's not fancy food. Excuse me, folks. To me, Denny's is hey, church services are done. Let's all meet at Denny's and have brunch, lunch, whatever. Of course, the radio has been talking about how Steak and Shake is open, but there's not much of Steak and Shake I want. So it's either going to be Chinese, Japanese, or Tex-Mex, or whatever you want to consider Colton's, Texas barbecue, whatever. I'm not really looking for a big hurrah, even though it is a milestone in both our families, because except for her father, her mother died before she was 50. My father died before he was 50. Both of them died due to diabetic complications or diabetic issues. Her mom basically had a heart attack. My father ended up having a diabetic-induced heart attack. So it's one of those areas where it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to celebrate the 50th year mark, because it is kind of a milestone, but I'm pretty sure I'll see 60. If I follow my cousins who are within my generation, only one of us out of my dad's side of the family I'm talking about that I know of has had serious health issues, and that's my cousin who lives there. One of my cousins who lives in Arizona. So I'm like, okay. That and a factor with the things going on right now with Jerry Ann, I'm just trying to live one day at a time. I'm not worried about a big hurrah of a birthday now. Now, if you would have asked me before all this hullabaloo with Jerry Ann and her health and cancer and all that fun stuff. We both had plans for having a nice big birthday party. We had talked about going to the Renaissance Fair. That's going on right now. Doesn't end until sometime in early November. Or going to, at least the two of us going to Chicago for medieval times. But hey, things happen. They happen for a reason. Don't know why. I'm just saying, hey, right now, just being able to spend another day with Jerry is a birthday gift enough for me. But she did get a few little items. I had gotten an early birthday gift, which was a video game that I enjoy playing. But she got me a couple little items from Wish, which a lot of us know the Wish items are not always the best of quality. But just the thought was enough for me, because it was, well, she got me this little, it was supposed to be glass, according to the description. Ha ha ha, it's plastic. It is plastic. And it's already showing a crack or something like that in the lid. I don't know if I did that or if that happened during shipping. But it's a nice little treasure chest type deal. She figured I can put something decorative or nice in there and put it on one of my shelves. But she got me two other things for like Nordic themed decor for in here. One is basically, get a little bit closer. It's supposed to be a replica of Mjolnir, or Thor's hammer, which, since it's got a short little leather type necklace of deals, I figured I can hang it from my bookcase. And then she got me another little amulet, medallion, however you want to call it. And it is basically Nordic and Celtic in origin. It has two Celtic symbols and two Nordic symbols, and the big symbol in the middle, if you can look at it right, it's supposed to be Yggdrasil, which is the tree of life, according to Norse mythology, or the world tree as they call it, because the 9 realms of Nordic mythology is supposed to be within its limbs and whatnot, held in its limbs or roots. It's also a Celtic Nordic emblem or symbol of sorts. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're great gifts and whatnot, and they'd be great for decor. But even as inexpensive as Wish is, I wasn't expecting her to get me anything other than, whatever she thought she could afford. But she was all teary-eyed and sad because she couldn't give me the birthday I wanted, which, hey, you know what? Stuff happens. I've learned how to roll with it and just accept the daily gift of life, just like, but that's, Jerry's in that emotional phase of her body, mind, whatever it is, coming off of St. Johns Wort, the buildup of St. Johns Wort in her system, and it's all, all her emotions and whatnot are flooding forward, so it's a combination of hard for her to deal with, because she's had so much going on in her family and in her life the last year or so that it's all colliding and bombarding her at once, and it's making her moody, is the best way I can put it. But I the other day, while trying to fix my printer, I was on my computer and I started trying to look up information on how to deal with chemo at home, because she's got her commode in the bedroom for emergencies, or in the middle of the night have to go to the bathroom. But for the most part, she is trying to make it to the actual bathroom to use the bathroom. Now that she has that fancy Dancy Roller, whatever you want to call it, I think that what she has is pretty cool, because it can be folded up to put into storage or into the back end of a vehicle. It has a nice solid frame and whatnot, with a little like bench seat, or however you want to put it, and underneath there is like a little collapsible bag of sorts to she can put her purse or her necessities while she's out and about into it, instead of trying to carry it. And anytime she starts to get tired, she can sit down, and Julia or myself can push her, to whatever destination or where we're going, whether it's the doctor's or just out and about. But we are trying to limit her, due to the chemo and whatnot, we're trying to limit her contact with the outside world, because it's still a crazy COVID polluted mess. So we're trying to keep that down, keep her activities outside of the house to a minimum. Yes, we get her out and put her in the car. She's sitting up in Julie's car, and taking her for a ride so she can get out of the house for a short period of time. Sorry, couldn't tell if I was going to sneeze or just yawn. But last time they went out, Julie wanted to go out to Aldi's to get a few things for dinner on Friday, and Jerry went with her and just stayed in the car. Just sat in the car, which I thought was like, oh, she's out and about. She can enjoy the scenery and whatnot, and not feel trapped, basically, in the house with the four walls and whatnot. So one of the things they started to do, Julie and Jerry started to do, is clean up the bedroom. And this morning when I came in here to do my Bible reading and just waking up, processing and all that stuff, Jerry cleaned off the top of her dresser. I will say she's trying to make progress, because she realizes that she needs to get this stuff cleaned up and dealt with because of her situation. One of the things that happened this morning with Jerry, that I was just kind of like, I wouldn't say upset by, but it was just kind of like, okay, that's not a good sign. She was talking to me like she was going to expire tomorrow, and she just wanted to be like, just remember, no matter what happens, how I feel about, basically her emotions were coming out. And I kind of felt an inkling of guilt, because sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional, but it happened. But I had an inkling of guilt the other day, because I was talking about, I think what it was is somebody asked me a question that spurred me. But the question was, what am I going to do, if I outlive Jerry Ann, basically, or the cancer takes her. And I just went, well, I'd probably be emotional wreck. I'd probably have to have Julie or Lisa or somebody who's basically able to separate herself from basically keep their heads in a crisis situation. Or both of them, because sorry for picking my nose. It itched. Both Julie and Lisa will be like giving me suggestions on how to deal with stuff. And I was actually talking to Mom about it, and I said, yeah, I'd probably have to have Julie or Janie or Lisa. Most likely Lisa because she's not family, but Julie because she can keep her head, and she lives, her home and her lifestyle in Vegas is like the way I want it to be here. Very cozy and non-cluttered and kept clean. But I would have them come up and help me separate the, just separate the stuff, help me get things organized and cleaned up, and either help me take them to a consignment shop or sell them, or the one thing I said to Mom was take the stuff that I want to keep and put it in a room, and then have the rest of the rooms either cleaned up or whatever, and basically take the things that I don't need or don't want and say to the family, this is all her stuff. You guys can pick and choose and decide what to do with it, and whatever you don't take or keep to yourselves. I'm going to have somebody come in and go through it and see if they can help me do a estate sale or something like that, so I can take the money and deal with bills primarily. But I was like, I'm going to have to cancel. I'm literally call all the different credit card companies except for maybe one that I can afford and tell them to cancel the account. I'll pay it off when I can. Just like cancel the card, cancel the account, shred the cards, pay them off as best as I can. And I snapped myself out of that thought because I was like, no, can't start thinking like that until the end. I don't know how long she's going to last. I don't know how long she's going to be. But I was telling Julie and Mom that if Jerry can't get around in an ambulator or get out of the room, I'm just going to start going through things and, getting rid of the extras, because it's like, I can't live like this. And if Jerry's going to be unhealthy, and part of her health is because there's too much stuff, too much clutter and whatnot, we might as well just start, boxing it up and taking it to the kind of consignment shop or Goodwill or places like that. I mean, the only thing I'd be worried about is, and I am right now, is the financial. I'm going to have to start taking care of the finances and paying the bills and doing all the stuff that Jerry normally does, which I have a hard time with anyhow. But I've got to pull up my boots and get out of my comfort zone and do what needs to be done for the betterment of both of our healths. But anyhow, enough with the melodrama and depression and whatnot. Jay and I had talked yesterday about chores, things that need to be done, not right away, but they need to be done. And she sent me a honeydew list, as she put it, and I was like, okay. So, I've already done one or two of them that was on the list, but she wants to change out commodes once again. She wants the bigger one back in the living room. I need to do laundry, otherwise I'm not going to have work clothes. The indoor and outdoor Halloween decor. I can understand doing the outdoor decor because it's not that hard and I enjoy doing it. But as for the indoor decor, well, those are up in the attic. I might bring them down so Jerry and Julie can go through them and either decide what to keep or what to get rid of, because we really need 4 to 5 boxes of Halloween decor? I don't think so. Then in fact, she wants me to get up in the attic and start bringing all the stuff down so we can put it into the shed or the utility room, which, to be honest with you, I think I'm supposed to get up to 70 today. What I'd like to do is have Julie back up her car. I'll park in the street or something like that, roll Jerry outside, and have her just sit there while we go through some of the stuff that's in there, because it's like I'm pretty sure about half, if not just a bit more than half, like somewhere in between 50 and 70% of the stuff that's in there. Now, I'd say more like 30 to 50% of the stuff that's in there, no rhyme or reason for it. She wants me to clean up the carport, which, yeah, okay, there are a lot of things on the carport that can be cleaned up, but she wants me to clean it up and clean around that table that she has sitting out there, so her and her sister can go sit at the table and enjoy the weather or whatnot. The shed, I already said that I want to bring her out there to have her sit there with me and Julie doing the grunt work and going through the stuff and deciding what we can get rid of. She wants to switch our nightstands around because of size and dimension, which means I'll have a larger surface, but she'll have less surface and have to figure out how to deal with that. That's why I'm kind of like, you really want to switch nightstands? Yeah, because I can't really get into the chores because of the way I set up the chair and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. Then she wants to do something about bedroom decor. And I don't know if that means holiday decor or just rearranging the decor of what we have, which I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that. She's talking about building a shelf along the one wall that my side of the bed is now on, for whatever, I don't know what her reasons are, but I was like, I don't know. Oh, we already did this. I can cross this off. Then she wants to purifiers. Oh, she wants to Dyson back in our room and the small purifier that's in our room and the guest room for Julie. She's already done it. I just have to go Monday after work to pick up the key, but she got herself a P.O. box. And I was like, what for? Why do we need a P.O. box? But sometimes I can't stop her from doing certain things. And then I have to deal with some personal issues, financial issues. But, those are my Bible verses. Those are the things that she wants me to try to do, before the majority of the holidays, basically before Thanksgiving. She wants me to do at least the outdoor Holland decor, which I'm kind of like, I wish we would have talked about this, before the beginning of the month and have it written down so I could have done it on one of my big weekends, a 3-day weekend or a 4-day weekend that we had recently. I could have done it back then, but see, the thing that the thing that's going on with Jenny Ann, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've seen all the doctor's reports. I know it's not just I don't even know what to call it, but I look at some of the ways that she was dealing with it, and I'm just kind of like, good point is she's mostly in a positive mood, unless she has one of her mood swings due to the factor of, well, she wants to blame PMS and she wants to blame this and that, and I'm like, I know what the problem is. You're no longer able to take the St. Johns Wort, which was a mood stabilizer. But the doctor said no, because something about the St. Johns Wort has a adverse reaction with chemotherapy. Something like that. And then I read the paperwork on her medication, and it said no grapefruit, no, and it literally said no St. Johns Wort. I'm like, well, we don't really eat grapefruit, but St. Johns Wort? Okay. I want to read through the paperwork because I want to know what I have to deal with. Somebody had said something about she should be using the regular toilet instead of the commode because the urine, her urine, being her body is trying to flush the chemo out of her body through her urine, could be harmful. And I'm just like, well, I wear gloves. What else can I do to keep myself from being contaminated, basically? Let's see, gloves, lid on the commode, carefully pouring it into the toilet. I know, TMI, I'm sorry, folks. But I was just like, I asked somebody about that. I was like, what if I'm wearing gloves? What if I'm taking precautions not to splash it up on me or touch it or touch splash up or anything like that? I'm wearing gloves. I'm wiping everything down with Clorox wipes. I'm trying to do everything to keep everything as uncontaminated as possible. Sorry about that brief interruption. Jerry needed my help. She's having, well, the only way I can describe it, because of the way she said it, was a difficulty moving her arms and legs because she feels so exhausted or so tired that she just feels like she can't move. Of course, I was like, I don't know what to do for you. I can't move you for you. You have to move yourself. I just, situation like this kind of worries me that, one, if it gets to a situation where she can't move herself, she's either going to have to spend time in a care facility or have certain pieces of equipment moved into the house, which means our current bed might have to be dismantled and moved out so they can put it in a medical bed, and I'm going to have to sleep somewhere now. I don't know, on a couch, in here on the floor. I don't know. It's one of the reasons why I'm kind of like, I don't care if we do the carpet now or not, but I want to get into that craft room and clean it up, so if I have to, we can move the click-clack sofa back in there and I'll sleep on it even though it's uncomfortable, or have to move the whole room around to fit in single or double bed for me to sleep on. I don't know. But when she does these kind of things, it worries me. It really, really worries me. I have a Bible verse or two ready to be read, but all of a sudden I don't feel like it. It's, you know, do what Dad used to say. There are days that you don't feel like doing something, but it's necessary, and you just gotta do it. Because usually those days is when you need it the most. Anyhow, both of these Bible verses are out of Luke chapter 3. The first group of verses is it's Luke 6, not 3, I don't know why I said 3. Luke 6, 27 to 31. And it says, "But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. If somebody slaps you on the cheek, turn to them the other also. If someone takes your coat, do not withhold your shirt from them. Give to everyone who asks you, and if anyone take what belongs to you, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have them do to you." That last verse especially, sometimes it's hard to just do unto others how you would want them to do unto you. It's one of those, like, I want everybody to respect me and treat me with dignity. I don't want their, I don't, how do I say it? I don't want their admiration or their worship or anything like that. I just want them to treat me with dignity and respect. And if I get treated with dignity and respect, I'll return the favor. I have no problem with that. That's one of the biggest things that gets me is, why would another person want to treat another person with disdain or without dignity? I mean, come on, folks. It doesn't matter what era, age, time, year, whatever. You would think that it's within human nature to do that. But it seems like more and more lately, because of the way the world is going, there's less dignity being used. You know, there's less politeness or proper, you know, treatment of each other. You know, the whole backhanded, underhanded, however you want to put it, comments, or however you want to put it. I don't even know how to put it nowadays. Okay, I can understand that I am somewhat problematic, and a lot of times people don't understand where I'm coming from or what I'm saying or anything like that, but the easiest way to find out is ask. You know, let's see here. The next one is Luke 6:35. And it says, "But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and wicked." Kind of sounds almost the same as the first verses, but with a little bit different twist. And both verses are true. You know, treat everybody with dignity. Treat everybody with respect. don't ask, don't assume. I guess I'm going to say, put it in my words, don't assume that you're going to get anything in return, whether it's the same kindness or politeness or dignity or gifts, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of people out there who give wholeheartedly without expecting a single form of return or payback, whatever you want to call it. It's just the way it's supposed to be. I mean, one of the biggest things I learned as a kid was, no matter what the situation is, if you have even an extra quarter to somebody who needs money for a cup of coffee or to feed their dog or to feed themselves or whatever they're going to use the money for, give it. Give it wholeheartedly. I don't know how many times I've left Walmart and started heading home and find a gentleman down on his luck, looking for, food, money, anything that can help sustain them. I don't know how many times I've emptied out my wallet. It was usually only a couple. I barely carry over $20 in my wallet. I have probably broken, I don't know how many rules for some of my older jobs because I found somebody dumpster diving looking for food and literally caught them in the act while I was going out there with trash. And I literally told the gentleman, hey, you don't have to do that. Give me about 5 minutes. I'll come out here with some food for you. And that's what I did. I came out with some of the pizza and warm food that we're told to toss out at the end of the day, and I gave it to the gentleman because it's like, you don't know what else is in that trash can with the food, whether it be chemicals or just stuff that you don't want near your food. And it's one thing to be desperate for food, to be dumpster diving, but I could not imagine dumpster diving in mixed garbage for a morsel of food, not knowing if that morsel of food got clear liquids that are cleaners, could be poisonous. No, I'd rather give them something that's going to be tossed out anyhow. Donuts, pizza, outdated, even though it's only outdated for a short period of time, drinks. I've even told some of my jobs that I worked at, why can't we take the food that's still good, package it up, take it to the local shelter or soup kitchen instead of throwing it out. Give it to a charitable donation if we can do that, if it's within our capacity. A lot of places nowadays are like, oh no, we can't do that because, if they don't come and ask for it, it's considered theft. It's against company policy. And I'm like, how is giving day-old bread or day-old soda or day-old milk that's still drinkable or day-old products that are still usable to the needy, the homeless, the shelters? A lot of times big businesses can use that as a tax write-off. I don't know how many times I was so thankful in New York that we had these groups come to our store. They were various charitable donation groups asking for, hey, do you have any product that you're about ready to throw out because it's a day old or it's past your expiration? You can only have it on the shelf until such and such time, but it doesn't expire for another 2 weeks. I've seen produce, I've seen bread, I've seen meats being given to these groups in New York. Why can't small town America do the same thing? You know? Is it because of paperwork? Is it because of the company is being a real miser? Scrooge? I don't know. But I know for the fact that a lot of stuff that we've gotten rid of went to Goodwill or places like that because they were still in good condition, but either A, we had no space, or B, we haven't used it in God knows how long. So I'd rather do something like that than try to find a way to sell it. Unless I have somebody who can sell it for me. You know, be willing to take a couple dollars to sell it. But things around here are becoming a little bumpy, becoming a little, I don't want to say annoying because that's not the right word. It's, for the most part, for me, it's more concerning than annoying because I've heard some of the stories about chemo will basically cause you to drop your weight and could cause you to become tired and lethargic. But I've also read that it could cause other issues or side effects that concerned me. But I put it in God's hands. I mean, I can only do so much. Sorry, my nose is itchy. But it's I don't want to say it is what it is because it just doesn't sound right. But I guess the only thing I can say is it's mostly out of my hands. I mean, I can only do so much as an individual. But one day at a time. That's all I can do right now. One day at a time. Try to deal with whatever it needs to be dealt with during that day, and then hoping I can do a little of this or that for the house. But I don't know what tomorrow is going to be. Don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I know I have to go to work tomorrow. Even though parts of me are like, no, family first. Well, I know right now Jay's in good hands until next Saturday. Or not next Saturday, next Friday. Day after my birthday, basically. Julie is going back to Vegas until the 2nd of November. We're not quite sure what's going on for Thanksgiving. Is she going back to Nevada? Or is her husband coming here? That kind of thing. But we will see. We'll figure it out as time goes by. So, and yeah. You guys know what to do down here. Thumbs up, the comments, the subscribe, all that fun stuff. So yeah, until next time, I will see you guys somewhere around the corner. But anyhow, see you guys later. Love you. Bye.